All right, so it looks like we're live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Hair Wire, the place where you get hair smart. We're the host of this show, Sergio, Cardona, Carrie, Jerry, San Dipsy, the Hair Wire crew. We're here today, and we feel so much blessed today. We feel blessed today. How about you guys? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling excited. I'm very excited just with everything that's going on right now and the launch of our Hair Wire Summit and our Trichology social network. So
I, yep, yep.
So many things at the same time that we're celebrating here at the Hair Wire. I mean, we are celebrating our new website, our new social media platform for trichologists, and of course, anybody who's interested in the hair loss industry. We are celebrating our first summit, which is going fantastic, amazing. I love, by the way, I want to give a big shout out to Carrie. Carrie, you have done tremendously. You have outdone yourself with this platform. What we have built here, and what you have done with it has been nothing short of amazing. And you deserve all the credit for it because you have been putting the long hours into the process. And can't thank you enough, woman. Can't thank you enough.
Yes, and I'm so grateful for both of you, and I'm grateful for this hair wire, and I'm grateful for you, Sergio, to bring us into this idea. It's just a great idea, and I remember when you told us your idea on a voice message. I can hear the excitement in your voice, and you always bring this positive energy into us. And I was like jumping up and down. I actually remember this when I heard it. I was walking outside. I was like, yeah, exactly. I think this is what the trichology world needs. We need a place where we can all bring all our niches together, collaborate together, brainstorm together. It's just amazing how we grow so fast. From just 6 months ago, we started the Hairwire idea. And I am so grateful for you, Sergio, and I'm grateful for you, Carrie, because the minute we are brainstorming about an idea, she's like, I got it, I'm on it, it's done, consider it done. And you just make things happen that fast. And it's just amazing. You put all this together so fast in a very short period of time. And I want to also shout out for all our speakers. We are very grateful for all of you guys, and
Yes.
we are grateful that you believed in us from the moment we reached out for you. Sergio and Carrie and myself texted some people, and the minute we said we want to put a summit together to bring all the people in under one roof, you guys, you just were on it. And we are so thankful for that. Yeah.
We're blessed. We're blessed. We're blessed to have such good friends in the industry who believe in this project, who believe in the hair wire. Our purpose as a group, as an organization, has never been to undermine anyone in the industry or to play down anyone. The other way around. We wanted just to build something that everyone can take advantage of it, that everyone can benefit from it. And we are starting to see the results of that. And again, we owe this to you, our viewers, our family, our friends, people who have saying, giving the likes to the video, and sharing the content and enjoying what we are doing. And it's a milestone for us here at the Hair Wire, and can do it without you guys, can do it without you. So again, thank you all for the wonderful support. I hope my voice doesn't hear any weird. Does it hear a little bit weird?
it does
No,
a little bit, but it's getting better.
it is cutting a
No,
little
it's
bit.
it's the neck thing. All right, sorry about that, guys. But again, from the deepest part of our heart, we want to say thank you to all of you for helping us build this project. And we got more. We got so many good ideas, so many good stuff that we're working in this behind the scenes right now. And I mean, one of the things that actually blew my head away was the idea that we started this summit, and we put out a few videos first, and we are releasing videos on weekly basis for your enjoyment, and of course to let people know that you have to stay connected first, because you have to wait till the next week. Like, I mean, it's like if you like watching series, and I am one of those, and you like to watch them, for instance, on Disney, you know that you have to wait till next week to see the next chapter. So
I like it when you said like Netflix.
yeah, I mean, at least Netflix, they show all the chapters at once, but with Disney it's a bit different. You have to wait till the next week to get the new chapter as they are streaming, and that's what we have been doing here at the Hair Wire. So you have enough information to feed you for the next few months and for you to grow, and that is something that we really believe in this organization, because we want people to really learn, to really get the information. Many summits, you go and you just watch the videos and you binge watch them. Did you learn something? No, because you were so eager to finish it that you didn't have you didn't spend time to savor all that information. I mean, when you're drinking your favorite glass of wine, you sip it and just one shot. No, you savor it. You hold it for the moment, and that's the same thing here. You want to savor this information. You want to enjoy it. You want to learn it. You want to compare, from what you have learned over the years, and that way we can truly learn. We can truly absorb information and grow, and that's what we want for everyone here, from our patrons to our professionals. We want from all of you, to grow, to learn. And that's what we're doing here at the Hair Wire. And sorry if I take too long. I'm too excited about this. Sorry.
Well, you know what? I just had an idea too. We were talking about this. First off, when we all planned about this, my biggest thing is like, oh my goodness, we are going to change the hair industry as we know it. And this is taking down those egos, working together and bridging the gaps between cosmetology, trichology, dermatology, patrons, hair enthusiasts. This is it. Now, I just want to talk about what Sergio was talking about, how we're going to be. So we have all of the videos for patron access and for professionals access on demand. Now we have a whole bunch of lectures we're being posting every day. We actually have had people reach out to us to ask if they could share their videos as well. So we're having lots more coming on. But we also are doing something extra special, which you guys, I haven't even told you this, but I'm just going to do it, but we should do a patrons version too. But for the professionals, we are going to do a bi-weekly live Q&A. So we'll have in there where you can sign up for the Zoom. We'll have the Zoom. You could sign up, but you have to be a paying member for the summit to get access to this. But every 2 weeks, we'll have a mystery speaker, and we'll announce it maybe 5 days before. And we're going to have them on. So you're going to have to go in and you're going to go see who the mystery speaker is 5 days before it is, so you could accommodate, and it's going to be live. So you could ask those Q&A, and it may be speakers that we already have, and it may be speakers that aren't even on the page yet. So you guys want to check in. And so that is an extra, 12 mystery speakers live with live Q&A. So you definitely want to sign up for that. The patrons, we weren't going to have that, but heck, we're going to do that too, but we're going to do it monthly. Let's do it every month. At the end of every month, if there's a speaker that you really want to talk to, vote on the message, comment, reach out to us, and hey, I would love to see a live Q&A from so-and-so. Or introduce us. Maybe there's somebody we're missing. You're like, you need to share this person with the world. So I already have one person in mind who I'd like to have on a live Q&A, who is a world-renowned long hair expert who knows more about long hair than I do, believe it or not. And I want to bring her on for a Q&A. So you guys make sure you sign up for that, but you do not get access to that unless you are on the summit. So sign up for the summit, you guys.
Yep, that's the thing. Sign up for the summit, get your tickets. It's going to be ongoing, on demand for the next 6 months. So we're going to be able to have it until March 24th. Is that right?
Yep.
March 31st. End of March.
March 31st. All right. So end of March, that's the end of the summit. So you want to go and buy it right now as we are moving forward. Don't wait to the last minute, as many people like to do. And we know because we have organized a couple of summits ourselves, and we know how that is. And people like to buy things at the last minute. But I mean, if you want to truly savor the experience and get with the Q&A, the live Q&As, you have to get your tickets today, guys. Get your tickets today. Don't wait up till the next week. And this is an amazing event. The information that we are sharing right now is so top notch. It's amazing. Some of the things that our masters are sharing is fresh out of the oven. So you're getting the latest. And although many of our speakers, have been around, they're some of our favorite ones, and truly, they're doing a great job with the classes that we have for you. And the ones that we have in store, they're coming into the next few weeks. It's gonna be amazing. So I hope the ones that already got the tickets are truly enjoying this, as I know, because we're getting the feedback, and people are enjoying the process. It's amazing. It's a simple website, very easy to navigate. And of course, we encourage all of our people, all our professional viewers, to log in to the Hairwire and build your profile. Build your profile right now with us. So we are building our social media platform, the hairwire.com social media platform, so that we have all trichologists in one place, in one roof, one simple website that we have developed for you, that Carrie has beautifully put together.
Yeah, I'll explain that a little bit more. Yeah. So
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I not only with this summit, so those who are also watching too, we will still have our regular YouTube channel. So you will still getting talks like this weekly. But the ones that are on the summit are actually rich presentations, stuff that we would see at actual formal conferences. So this is a formal virtual conference version of the summit. Now, taking it up a level, that's one thing with me when you get to know me. I under offer, over deliver. And that's what I did. Is I built us a social media network for hair experts. So there's nothing like that. There's people who have like groups on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, but no, this is one spot. This is a dedicated social network for hair experts. You don't have to be a trichologist to be on this, but we are encouraging all professionals to be on here. And right now, eventually it will be a membership. So for the first year, we're having everybody sign up, and then we'll have everybody determined whether you're a surgeon, a cosmetologist, a hair guru, a hair blogger, a hair surgeon. We'll have everybody in this group, but we'll have private groups that not everybody can access. So for example, I'm only a cosmetologist. I won't be able to access the surgeon group. I will not be able to access the general practice group. So it's going to be very controlled, but we'll be able to still have one platform for us to collaborate and work together, because there are incidences where I'm a cosmetologist and I need information from a general practitioner. So this will be the place that I could do it instead of having to reach out and Google and go on Facebook and try and connect and get through everything. We're all here. These are people who are dedicated to the hair loss industry and scalp health. So make sure you sign in. And even if you're a patron, sign in. We're going to have patron access too, where say you want to talk to a professional and stuff and get that leading information, and we'll be able to line you up with the right people. Because don't forget, there are more than one types of alopecia, which a lot of people think. You'll go to a medical practitioner who doesn't study hair loss, and they'll be like, oh, you have alopecia. Well, guess what? There's more than one type, and there's more than one cause. And sometimes it's just a matter of changing your diet. So this is where you want to be. Sign up is free for the next year. So you want to sign up now. Otherwise, after that, it will be a paid membership for you. And then the summit on top of that is a separate fee, but you have access through it in there, which you do have to pay for, but you could still have access into the social network and post your questions and be interactive. List any events that you might have for hair shows, hair classes, hair events, or maybe there's a school doing an open house and you wanted to see about the Trichology program and you wanted to know about the open house. That'll be all posted there. So yeah, go big or go home, right?
Yes. So it is the Facebook of Trichology.
Yeah. Better than
the
that.
Facebook, Instagram,
Better.
the X, I don't know, the LinkedIn, because it's no longer Twitter, it's now X. So
I know. I know.
It's the Trichology social network. I said I would give you an opportunity for virtual networking. Here it is. This is our virtual network for the trichology industry.
So Carrie is our next mark.
Right? Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, that would be awesome.
I don't know how to say his name.
Hey, but we have it good right now, guys. And again, we want to thank you for your support. So get to our website, get to thehairwire.com, and build your profile right now. List your business, what you have to offer, so that people can connect with you. And if you have courses, seminars, books, products, let us know. So it's about sharing information, and of course about the tools that you have available in the industry for everyone else. And same for the patrons. You want to know who's who, go to the Hairwire, thehairwire.com. And of course, we invite you, if you haven't get your tickets yet, get your tickets right now before it ends in March. So get your tickets right now for the summit. Yes, get your tickets for the summit. So don't forget, visit thehairwire.com/summit. Get your tickets. Let's see the amazing lineup of people that we have over there. And the list is growing. So
yeah,
it's happening. It's happening in so much faster pace than we anticipated. It has been phenomenal for us. And we have so many good things coming up next. I wish I could share, but I can't. So I hold it in. I hold all this emotion right now. But we're gonna have a great time. So hopefully, you guys will be around to see what we have growing right now. So we want to talk about a few cases now. Carrie, you were mentioning about this special individual, this special case that you have been working. We are right now, guys, as many of you know, we are in the midst of a seasonal change. We are moving from the summer to our autumn era, and to winter. Over here in Puerto Rico, we don't get that, so it's summer all year long. But
you have one season, right?
Yeah, we have only one season. That's summer.
Beach season.
So, beach season. We have heat, more heat, and excessive heat. That's what we get here in the island. We got
and
heat,
lots of moisture.
Exactly. Moisture, more moisture, extreme moisture. That's how it is here in the tropic. But for those of you who live maybe more in the northern or the southern parts of the world, you know that seasonal changes are a big thing. And with the seasonal changes, there's changes, of course, to our scalp and to the hair. And we want to be talking about that in a moment. But usually when we're in the summer, we see a lot of people shedding. Yet on winter, we experience other types of things with scalp and hair. So we're going to be talking about that. Carrie, walk us through your case, and we're going to be talking about the seasonal changes and how they affect our scalp and hair, and what can you do, give you tips to manage those seasonal changes.
Yeah, and I also want to add in there too, it's not also living in the climate that we do, but it is also moving from one environment to another.
Oh, yes.
So for example, this one case that I have one client that came in, and he had moved from a climate that had lots of water body being around him, warm weather, and then came to northern Alberta, which it's very dry. And those who know Alberta or the prairie provinces of Canada, its summers are nice, beautiful, humid, hot. They're spectacular. We're known for beautiful, mild summers. And then you come winter and it is dry, so dry and cold, like so cold,
brutal cold.
So cold. You could get freezer bird. You could die outside from the cold. That's how cold it can get on some days if you're left outside from freezing, like minus 20 is a nice day in our winter, as it could get up to minus 40 plus. That being said, it's very dry, and you can get essentially, in layman's terms, freezer burn on your hair. And so what happens is when you have those extreme colds, the cold weather will soak up and freeze any moisture that it can. And so when you have moisture being frozen and dry, it's not penetrating your hair. It causes your hair to be dry, broken, brittle, staticky. It's common for us to take a toque off in the summer, to like a beanie, and then our hair is floating with static everywhere, and everybody's looking for static guard sheets and anything they can do to tame their hair. And that's because of the extreme cold. And oftentimes, if things are too dry, your hair will be broken and brittle. So just like a tree, like if you have a tree with a tree branch, the tree is getting moisturized, it's humid, everything, the branch is malleable. But then when it gets dry, unwatered, everything, what happens to the tree branch? It breaks and snaps, just like her hair. And so if you're going from, I find like from you're changing from your seasons from summer to winter or fall to winter, you're going to experience this. So you got to make sure you prepare your hair. But also I commonly see it from people who move from another place to our area. And right now, because we are in oil country where I am, and there's a lot of plentiful jobs here. So we have people coming from all over the world, including Hawaii, which I don't know why you would leave Hawaii to come where I live. It's crazy. But
the thing is, we want to see snow. After we get our first snow, then we say, okay, good enough, we're out.
Yeah. But we have a lot of people come from all these beautiful countries because of the plentiful jobs and to get work, and then they're wondering why they're shedding, they have progressive hair loss, like a lot of different reasons. So I have this one case where this person came in and they unfortunately have hair loss around the widow's peak, as we know. So I'm going to talk in layman's terms, just so I'm not going to talk medical terms because it's just easier for people to understand. So he has the receding hairline, and it's not common in his family. So when we did the trichological assessment, we ruled out that he has any genetic hair losses in his family. Doesn't mean that he won't. There is still a chance that he can still have it. However, in this case, we found out that it was an imbalance of his hormones. He had just moved here 2 years ago. He's in his early 20s, so he's not eating healthy because he's in school. He's working a crazy job between Alberta and BC. He's not eating properly. And so everything to have a recipe for a hormone imbalance in a male. And men can have hormone imbalances. Sergio, we could talk about that too. After I talk about this, let's talk about that. But men aren't aware. They think it's just women have hormone imbalances. Men do too. And usually when you do have the receding hairline, we're also learning that when you have receding hairlines, we often thought it was genetic hair loss. But we're now finding that if you're having hair patch in the crown, it's more related to DHT. But if it's in the frontal, it's a hormone imbalance. So testosterone or in female estrogen. So this is how we know that. And I was able to rule it out based on his history with his family and the whole assessment that I did. Now he's also experiencing in the frontal area where he does have the hair broken and bitter pieces. So he was pulling up his little hair in the front. It was maybe an inch, and then the rest of his hair was 4 to 5 inches. Well, he is also in construction. And so with construction, you do wear the helmet with the little band around the top. So all the band touches that area. And the rest of the hair is not touched by the helmet because there's 2 inches between the plastic of the helmet and the scalp. So with his helmet, he's constantly moving around, causing traction alopecia. So it's essentially causing friction between the hair, causing that breakage. And especially when you are going between climates. So Alberta is very dry, and especially right now, we're even drier than we have typically been in past years because of all the fires we've had. And this summer, normally it is moist. It has also been a very, very dry summer for us, which is very unusual because of the fires. And then now we're going into winter. And then he's going into BC. Now, BC, if you haven't been to BC, it is lakes everywhere, very humid. Lot of forest in there. It's beautiful, very humid. So he's going from dry, humid, dry, humid, dry, humid, dry, humid, causing a recipe for disaster for his hair to have that breakage and that brittle hair. And so, of course, with that helmet on top of it to boot, and the hair lacking nutrients from not eating healthy, lacking sleep, and all of that, and the stress from the move from moving from another country 2 years ago here, his body still hasn't bounced out. And so it's causing the hair to have that breakage. So, yeah. So we have figured out that those are the two causes for his hair loss because of the environment. And a lot of people aren't really aware about that because we don't consider that. We don't talk about that. And especially if you are a hair professional in an area that you don't have a lot of humidity and you don't see the climate change so common, it's not talked about or considered. And so that's why I thought it was very important today that we talk about that and be aware of our environmental factors from moving from point A to point B and from your actual environmental habitat. So, Sergio, let's talk about the male hormones because I find too we don't talk about that enough as well.
True. Usually, for guys, if it's not thyroid or diabetes, people don't pay attention to the hormones, and that's it for guys. But we miss out some of the signals that our body is giving. For instance, sebum, excessive sebum on the scalp, excessive sebum on the face, acne. We are also forgetting about constipation, diarrhea, things that affect our digestive system that are related to hormonal imbalances. We are forgetting about body hair. If our face hair, our body hair is changing, and I'm seeing guys that has been experiencing that they're losing hair in their body. Could that be related to some sort of hormonal imbalances? It could be. Guys who are getting a bit of the chest getting a bit bigger, than usual, kind of female-like type of chest, and those are signs. It's not just that you're getting fat. It could be a hormonal imbalance as well. Swelling on the neck, in the neck region. Even if we see changes in the color of the neck, on the sides of the neck and on the back, if it's getting darker, that's one of other hormonal signal. If you're urinating too much, all of a sudden, that's another hormonal signal. If you're getting sensitive to cold or heat, rather more than usual. I mean, there's a common tolerance to cold and heat, but you're getting more shiverish or you're getting too much heat. You should consider those as signs of something that could be hormonal. Okay, it could be climate change, it could be many things, but don't rule out hormones just yet. And in order to understand if it's really hormonal or not, you should get blood tests to confirm that information. But this is unfortunate. If the symptoms are too mild, it will not show on blood sometimes. Many times it will take months or years before it shows up, and you'll be experiencing symptoms of many hormonal imbalances for years, and you're not diagnosed yet because it's not confirmed over the blood work. So there are many things that we can do in between. And I want to give here a space to Bisan, because here functional medicine plays a big role in between. Before you're getting the big signals, before you get diagnosed with maybe diabetes, thyroid issues, or adrenal issues. I mean, if people are sweating too much, that's another hormonal imbalancing property right there, another hormonal imbalancing feature. Where are you sweating? From the hands, from the body. Those are things that we should take into consideration. Bisan, please take us away on this.
Yes, you said something very important, Sergio. You said until we get diagnosed. So until we get diagnosed, our numbers are already so high. So we got diagnosed, showed up in our blood test. But that doesn't mean that this issue, this problem didn't start from a long time ago. Like diabetes, even cancer, Alzheimer's, all these are chronic diseases, means they start in a simple hormonal imbalance long time ago, and we didn't address it because it didn't show on a blood test. And then when we address it, it's kind of a bit too late in a way. We could have if we address it earlier on, we could prevent it from happening. So going back to the case, Carrie's case, yes, guys have hormonal imbalances. It is always undermined, actually, because the hormonal balance is in women is more severe and it is more aggressive. But guys, that's why we pay more attention to that. But guys' hormonal imbalance exists. It's a more subtle way, but it exists. And a lot of scientists believe that actually men do go through cycle in their months, and they go through menopause too in different ways, in different biological ways. But yes, guys, even if this guy is still very young, his testosterone apparently is going up and down. And leaving his country also is bringing a lot of stress, emotional stress on him. That will affect his testosterone, as it's like women, when we have a trauma in our life, it affects our hormones. It's exactly the same thing. We have the same concept biologically in a way. So yes, and also guys have estrogen. When you said that, Sergio, that there's signs in our body, in guys' bodies will tell you if there's hormonal imbalances. Like if a guy have a body belly fat, that is a sign of increased estrogen. And increased estrogen in guys will increase like the breast size in the guys, will increase also the hip size of the guys. Even sometimes when a guy is walking differently how he used to walk, it's a sign of estrogen, increased estrogen. So my point is, yes, guys do have a lot of imbalances. It just goes subtle, and maybe it's our culture too. We don't address it, and it's maybe the society tell guys is like, no, you're not a woman, don't cry over it. But yes, guys do have emotional trauma, guys do have emotional stress, and it will lead to hormonal imbalances. And the most very obvious one is testosterone. And also guys by age, like women, we lose estrogen, guys by age lose testosterone. It's also a very undermined issue.
It is. I mean, after 37, we lose testosterone all the way, to the day we die. So we're losing testosterone. So our peak is the 37-year mark. After that, it's going down.
Same thing. Same thing.
And this is a fun fact, you guys. This is why a lot of, and correct me if I'm wrong, like if I'm misinformed here, but from what I understand, what I've been told by my hair transplant surgeon friends, they said a lot of times they don't like to do transplants on men before that age because oftentimes 100%. It doesn't stick. And they prefer to do it. Their candidates are in their late 30s, early 40s because of this.
100%.
Ethical. They said ethically it's not right because the hormones, and that's what both of them had told me. So
100%.
A lot of people get their transplant before time. So
that's why we always say like the importance of trichologists in a hair transplant clinic, because trichologists will understand that. And yes, when a person is 20 years old, he does not need a surgery, even if he's going bald. There are so many things that he can do to address this baldness. And hair loss issue is not 100% solvable all the time. So when it is not solvable at all, when he hits 40, this is when hair transplant is a great solution, but not before that, because the follicles that are in the donor area, they are usually resistant to DHT or not sensitive to DHT. So usually when they take it from the donor area, put it here, they stay. But when the guy is way too young, they are still not as desensitized like as a guy when he's in his 40s. So that's why people, when you don't want to do a hair transplant, do not go to Turkey.
Now, if you are somebody who has a receding hairline and you are like the case that we just talked about, yes, it is reversible. It is getting your hormones back in balance. It is getting that sleep. It's getting the nutrients that you need. It's distressing. It is doing treatments like, tapping or microneedling to stimulate hair growth in those areas. So yes, you can get that hair back. but you got to make sure that is the type of hair loss that you're struggling with and that you could fix it. Now, for those with the hair breakage, male or female, where you're getting the hair breakage where your hair won't grow long because it's not nourished enough, or because it's breaking because of helmets, yes, that you can fix that as well. Now, unfortunately, if the hair has already grown and it is broken, dry, and brittle, unfortunately, there is not much we could do except for nurture it with oils and keep it as supple as we can. But honestly, the best thing is just to make sure you get the regular trims and get out those split ends while you see them and while you can, because those split ends will spread, because once you get one split end, they catch on each other like forks and you pull them apart and cause more breakage and more pulling. So my best recommendation is to get a trim and start fresh in those areas. But using your serum, hydrate. I use serum on my hair right out of the shower and also before bed after I wash my face. And even during the winter, you'll find serum in my purse, my car. I'll put it throughout the day if I find my hair is getting too staticky. Men as well, my husband, I get him to make sure to put a little bit of oil on the ends of his hair, not all over, not on the scalp, because it'll make your scalp oily, but just a little enough just to nourish the ends of the hair. And he'll do that before bed or fresh out of the shower. And he's noticed a difference in his hair growth because we're keeping those ends moisturized. So that way they have a chance to grow before they are too dry and break off and give themselves their own haircut. So yes, there is a way. And then in the shower, if you don't use conditioner regularly, winter, dry climate, start using conditioner. If you are using conditioner, and I've said this over and over and over, I will say it over again. I know Sergio and Basan has too. In the winter, use your regular conditioner and put a mask on the end. So I might put my conditioner, I only put conditioner mid shaft to ends usually, but in the winter, I'll put it root to end because I want that conditioner to moisturize my scalp as well to prevent dry scalp. But then I'll use a mask on top from my mid shafts to ends because I want something heavier to still bounce out the porosity from point A to point B, because the whole point of conditioner is to help detangle and give porosity to the ends of the hair on the hair that hasn't had a chance to be oiled by the rest of the hair from the scalp. And so that deep conditioner on top of the mask is going to help balance the condition of the hair from root to end rather than all over. So you guys, and then if you do have those helmet construction crew and chefs or anybody who wears a hat, my husband, I know this so well because my husband was a chef for years, so he used to wear a beanie or a bandana all the time, and he had breakage there too. Best thing you could do is they're called skull caps. They're like a bathing suit material. What is it?
Yeah.
Bathing spandex?
Yeah.
It's like a spandexy little beanie cap, and then he would wear a helmet or a hat on top of that, and that'll help prevent it. And you'll see a lot of bikers, like all my biker friends all have beanie caps just to help with the helmet because the chafing from the helmet. So that is the best tip that I can give, and moisturize those ends, you guys.
Now, I wanted to ask Biz, you're Middle Eastern, so the culture over there, you see a lot of head coverings as well. And of course, there's a climate change is different from the Caribbean, the top of Canada. Could you describe us a little bit about the climate over there and how the hair, how hair feels under those circumstances, under those type of climate?
Yes, especially some of the Arabic countries are more humid than others. So in the humid weather, this head cover will actually trap the moisture, especially if the lady or some guys also wear some igal. It's called igal.
We're learning.
Yeah.
This is an international show, guys. This is an international show.
Right. So women, we call it hijab, and for guys, we call it igal. And the igal actually is a little bit more damaging than the hijab, because the igal, they put a cotton or like the cover, but there is a heavy ring that they put over it to keep it in place so it doesn't blow away. So that ring actually is right here on the guy's head, and it keeps moving. It looks like a helmet in a way. It keeps moving, moving this
it shakes, rubs.
Right. So exactly. And especially when it is like a humid climate outside, also it traps all the sweat and all the humidity inside. So it's a great place where bacteria can grow. So if a guy, he's like literally 12 hours in his work shift outside like that, when he comes home, he will be more susceptible to a lot of infections, a lot of bacteria growing, or fungus, or whatever it is, especially if he's in a construction site and there is things flying around in that, so it got trapped, So, but what I see for women more than men is that the hijab prevent the sun to come into the hair, and I see a lot of it's not dry. It's actually the other way. It's very, very moist. But I see a lot of these moist hair broken, and I believe because they are not resilient enough to handle any moist inside the hijab, because they're not outside. The hair itself doesn't see the sun. And I know sun rays are harmful to a certain extent to your actual hair strands, but it needs also this nourishment. Your scalp needs the ultraviolet lights, the infrared lights coming from the sun to heal your scalp. It's like, it's like our face. We need the ultraviolet light, the infrared light to heal it, make it alive. So if you 100% don't see the sun, the scalp will age actually. And in the biohacking world, what they do is they put panels in front of their bodies with all UV light and all sun infrared light. Why? Because it enters the cellular level, and it actually enhances the mitochondria function to give energy, to give life to your cells. And it is an anti-aging concept. So it's exactly, if your anti-aging concept to your skin, to your face, it's the same exactly thing applies to your scalp, because your scalp can't age. And we need the scalp to be fresh, to be resilient, to be not to be under moist for 12 hours or under dry for 24 hours, 12 hours. It's just a long time that is not going to be healthy at all. So yes, we see a lot of how do you say it when the hair is like trapped onto your face, like there's no life into the hair? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the woman I see, the hair, because of all the hijab all day long, it's just like trapped into your face. Yeah, it doesn't have life to it, because it didn't see the sun, it didn't see fresh air. And that's what I always tell my friends: go to your balcony, because if you have private area in your balcony, take the hijab out and let it air out, let it see the sun, let your scalp see the sun, to give it more vitality in a way. Make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I like the culture references. I love this. Yes. I love this. Because I really enjoy it, and it opens to our viewers, about different cultures, and we learn to respect and to understand, and what's happening under the hair over there, because
I want to say that I have a girl who, like a friend of mine, who reached out for me, and she told me, look at my pictures from before she got the hijab and after the hijab. I have hair loss. She thought she has hair loss. But what happened is she did not have hair loss. Before the hijab, she had volume. That's the word I'm looking for, volume. After the hijab, she did not have volume. So she thought it's hair loss, but it was not hair loss. I said, take the hijab out, go outside in the sun in a private area for 3-4 days, and then take a picture.
And did she?
And she's like, yeah. And then she's like, oh, good, thank you. She thought that she's getting into a hair loss problem. She has no hair loss problem. But yeah, that is my first response. Let's see if you have a hair loss problem. It's just like your hair needs life. That's all.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
See, you guys, this is a global platform. We talk about everything, culture, everything. This is where it is at when we talk about hair loss, because there's so many things we have to consider that a lot of times we do not consider, because we just believe that we're all the same. It's not a one size fits all world at all. Not at all. And even like we talk about ancestry. I have a lot of people who don't even consider ancestors. Me, for example, you look at me, yeah, I'm Canadian, but I'm also French, Scottish, Polish, Viking, like I'm mixed race. I have to consider all my ancestors who are from different parts of the world. And that's who would make me. But I'm also a predisposition of 4 different countries. So, there's a lot of things to consider. And, exactly what you were talking about. I love that we're bringing this up because we don't consider that at all.
Yeah.
And,
we are the makeup of not only our ancestors, also our environment that we were born in and the environment we are living in. So our gene, like it is just very resilient to all these changes. And we have to consider, as you said, all these changes and adapt all in the way. Like if I was born in the Middle East, so I eat hummus for breakfast, dinner, and lunch, and in my coffee and everywhere.
I may have some Middle Eastern in me. I love having hummus in the morning. Yesterday, before yesterday, my wife, she made hummus at home for her, fresh made. Yeah, and we do that in the morning with bread or cracker. Oh,
for breakfast?
I love that. Yeah.
We have it as like a snack. Yeah. Like you'll see hummus at like parties, like when they have the charcuterie or they have a snack board or a spread, and you'll have hummus there. And that's pretty much the only time that we see it.
You have to visit Bisan for breakfast. Okay, I visited Bisan for breakfast, and she did the whole Palestinian Arabic breakfast. My God, that was amazing. That was amazing.
I made him kibbeh, I made him fatte. For all the Arabic viewers, I made him kibbeh, fatte, tabbouleh, and labneh, and cheese, and everything. And za'atar, of course.
I have no idea what you're talking about, so you're going to have to make me this spread one day.
It is delicious. It is delicious. I'll tell you. It's something else.
But when I make it to my Italian husband, he was like, so when I say, let's do an Arabic breakfast this morning, he's like, why do you need us to sleep all day long? Because you eat and you go to sleep. You can't handle. It's just so good and so heavy in a way.
Yeah.
And because the people are not, I am used to it, but the people who are not used to it, it is so heavy on your stomach because you're not used to it. Then Dino, every time he eats my breakfast, he goes to take a nap at 10 a.m. in the morning.
But Dino should be more accustomed because the Italians, they eat with a lot of olive oil, and most of the recipes have a bunch of olive oil on
but
it.
They eat more carbs into it too. So when you eat more carbs, it will help you digest and give you all this insulin rush. But our breakfast, it does have carbs, the pita bread, but it doesn't have as much as the Italians. So, and we have a little bit more beans in our breakfast too, like hummus, the garbanzo beans, and other beans. We call it fool, which has a lot of different beans that cook together in a very yummy sauce. And we dip it with the pita bread and a lot of olive oil.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait to come and eat your guys' houses. Foodies. My husband is a chef, so we love food. He was a chef, he's not anymore, he's a retired chef. But we love food. So trying different food.
I can't wait.
I'm coming here. It's just a breakfast.
You have to visit this. You have to visit.
When we open our Trichology Center, that's gonna be my breakfast for all the customers for a month.
Ooh.
It's gonna be something else.
They will stay.
Hey guys, we need to wrap this up. It has been an amazing show here today at the Hair Wire. So please smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. So every time we go live and stream our new media content, you get notified, and of course you can enjoy it. Also, we encourage you to visit our website, thehairwire.com, subscribe, and also to go to the summit. Click on the summit button, get your tickets, and start learning, get hair smart, and stay connected here at the Hair Wire. Anything you guys want to add before we go?
I'm gonna go eat hummus.
That hummus is very good. If it's fresh made, yes.
I'm gonna go eat now. I'm hungry now.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. God bless you all. Stay healthy. Bye-bye.